Okay, I think I'm live. Let me. Okay, here I am. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a live episode of DDTS, episode 701. Back with another episode, live video. I am live, everyone. I am live. Thank goodness I am live. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be on this wonderful episode of DDTS Live Edition. And it's a little drizzling out here, so I think I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to move um to the inside because it's a little drizzling. But if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell so you will get notified when new videos are uploaded. This is a live episode. I know it's been a minute since I've been live, but I said, you know what? Let me do a live episode. Let me go live. Let me be great. Let me try and go live. Because after many peoples that I follow, I said, you know what? If they can go live and keep up that great motivation and inspiration, why can't I? Why can't I do the same thing? People's like From the Silk, people's like Brit Family Fun, people's like Tina Moe, people's like the Solomon Project, Miss Professor Brandon of Palm Beach, Slim Jim Longfoot, and so many others, Miss Nikki P. Blogs, all those wonderful peoples, all bomb ladies, all those wonderful peoples that have impacted me, and Go Cree Cree and Auntie Mickey, all these wonderful peoples that I have named have impacted me in such a long way, in an amazing way. And for them, I am so thankful and I'm so blessed to have them in my corner. So today is a live episode of DDTS. And when I tell y'all today it's going to be a episode, it is definitely going to be a episode. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. Um, we're going to be talking about Tyler Perry and Christian Keys. Christian Keys has came out with some new things that's going on. We're going to be talking about Cardi B and her man, Stefan Diggs, with his alleged allegations with everything. We're also going to be talking about some new tea. This topic with the preacher about him allegedly um essaying a male assistant from some years ago, and it's just resurfaced. Now I don't know how true it is, but we definitely going to get into that, and we're going to basically talk about that. So yes, indeed. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. We gotta wait till this stuff load up. One second, y'all. One second. I'm gonna go on the porch. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go on the porch. I don't care. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So yes, indeed, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Um, the first thing that we're going to be talking about, let's start with the preacher and this alleged assistant that claims that this pastor allegedly essayed him. By the way, I know it's been a minute since I haven't done any content. It's been a rough couple of days, and I know my videos was out a little late, but hey, we are here. So let's go ahead and get into um this topic. I'm gonna do my best to go live a little bit more, but let's go ahead and get into it. So I got another cellular device. I can basically um have read my notes from. So that's what I'm going to do as well. Okay. So let me go to these notes. I'm going to try to do this for an hour. I'm going to do this for an hour. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to try for an hour. So the first topic, what we're going to talk about Grammy Award winning gospel artist Donnie McClurkin allegedly essayed and sexually assaulted this client, a man, which who is allegedly the assistant, the victim. I think the name is Gospel Cornito Corlito. Says he claims that the Grammy Award winning gospel artist Donnie McClurkin allegedly raped and sexually assaulted him for years while he worked as his assistant. Also alleges that McClurkin emailed him apologizing. I am the actual impetus of desperate, dirty old man. And it says that he apologized for what he done to the victim. Now, I'm going to be the first to say this. I have not heard of this before. I have not heard of this article before. I have not heard of these peoples before. I have not heard of this topic before yesterday. And I feel like that it's in my best interest since it's trending, since it's, trending, it's being talked about. I said, hey, let me take a gander, let me take a shot, and let's talk about this. No, I just got my avatar up. I'm not showing my face. I feel comfortable doing this. I will show my face every now and then, but I don't feel comfortable doing it at this moment. But what I will do, I will show it for a little bit because I am not camera ready. So this is me, y'all. This is me. This isn't AI. This is me, DDTS. So let's go ahead and get into this. And I'm going to give my opinions. I'm going to give my elaborations. I'm going to give everything that there is to give when it comes to topics like this. Okay, it says, neighbors, this is hot tea. Grammy Award winning gospel artist and pastor Donnie McClurkin is being accused of um, raping and essaying a man who worked as his assistant and often sought counsel from him. Gusby Corlito spoke exclusively with NBC News to detail the alleged sexual assault and why he chose to file a lawsuit against the framed pastor. This happened in 2003. Wow, this happened some decades ago. In 2003, Carletto first met McCurkin when he decided to attend his church after reading his autobiography about overcoming the curses of homosexuality, which Carletto has been struggling with as well. After the event, he met McCurkin and they instantly clicked. Carletto originally believed that it would be a mentor type relationship, but now he realizes he was being groomed. Carletto stated working as his assistant and claims the molestation started with Pray the Gay Away spiritual sections. He claims McCurkin would grape him, and the actions eventually escalated to rape. Over time, when he confronted McCurkin, allegedly claimed that he was on medication and did not remember. Carletto alleges that McCurkin assaulted him at church, goaded him into saying, and later emailed an apology after an allegedly 2013 rape. An email Carletto says he only recently found. I am the empathome of a desperate, dirty old man, he allegedly wrote in the message, according to the lawsuit, pawning and groping a young man who was just looking for a friendship and close partnership relationship. Someone wants to look for help and guidance spiritually. I know I apologize for my wrong attitude from Wednesday, but I want to apologize for all of my behavior that I was wrong to put you in a wrong place. McCurkin allegedly wrote, I have no one, and I feel it more than ever. But I was horribly wrong trying to force you into something that you were constantly saying, no, no, no. I am too old to be like this. McCurkin is denying wrongdoing and statement from his lawyers. Coletto through hopes he finally receives the justice after these years of turmoil. Okay, so that's the topic. Now let's go ahead and elaborate. And with the elaboration, if you have been rocking with me long enough, you will automatically know the elaborations comes with my opinions, comes with my facts, my truth, and everything that there is to come along with it. Now let's go ahead and talk about it. It's Talk About It Tuesday. It's Tuesday, so we're going to talk about it. Now, I will say this. In the black community, mostly in our community, the black community, in the LGBTQIA community, a lot of pastors are extremely on the DL. These are the pastors that be preaching so loud, preaching so aggressively, preaching so loudly and so forceful and so aggressively, be preaching till they have heart attacks, till they run out of breath. Those are the pastors, in my opinion, that are hypocrite. Those are the pastors that have demons in them as well. Those are the pastors and the deacons or whoever is part of the church. Those are the one that are fighting the evilness that they have in their heart and their souls of what they're doing to innocent peoples. Now that's just my opinion. Now we all know the biggest of the community when it comes to pastors in the black community. Those are the ones that are DL, the pastors that be doing all that, and they be messing with underage kids. They be messing with peoples that are younger than them. So, in my opinion, I feel like pastors, not the peoples that come in the church to hear the word from the good Lord, but I really feel like it is the pastors that are the most hypocrites that there is. I feel like peoples that is a part of the church board, which is the mother board, which is the pastor, the deacons. the Urshels, everyone. It's not the peoples that come in the church to hear the word from the good Lord. It's not the peoples that be sitting in the pews. It's not the peoples that's always doing the shouting and catching the Holy Ghost. But in reality, it's the peoples that is part of the community of the church that is doing the wrongdoings, that is doing the evilness, that is doing the hypocrisy. And these are the same peoples that talk about homosexuality is wrong. Homosexuality is wrong. You're going to this, you're going to that. Correction. I really feel, in my opinion, for the peoples that's already part of the church community, when you are doing things in the church that you have no business, for example, stealing money, lying to the community, saying, oh, we're going to come together as a community and do this and do that. Wrong, you're not. But that's just my opinion on that. But I really feel, in my opinion, I really feel, I'm not going to say that this isn't, I'm not going to say that this is not real. I'm not going to say that this victim is lying. But I will say, and I am going to put this in my opinion, that it could be some truth to it. All these alleged victims that is coming forward with all these different cases and emails and everything and truths with what they've been going through decades and decades. Not all of them are lying. Maybe some is doing this for a money grab, like I've been saying. Maybe some has been doing this for a money grab. Maybe some has been doing this for um, publicity, a stunt, attention. But I know it is many peoples that have been going through the same situation and problem that the alleged victim, Gusby Conferno, has been talking about. He basically says that um Gusby Coletto, he worked as Donnie McCurkin's assistant, and the victim alleged that Donnie McCurkin emailed him apologizing. So basically, when you have the victim saying that um Donnie McCurkin apologized, so basically and allegedly it is some truth to it. Donnie McCurkin allegedly did do this to this um alleged victim. But even if this is the truth, the question is, why wait so long to come forward? Why wait till all of these other victims of other situations and other topics with other peoples that have been claiming that so and so did this, so and so did that? But the question is, why wait and come out now? Why wait and come out with these other scandals and everything? That's something to allegedly, basically, in my opinion, to think about. Even if this is true, it's sad. And should nobody have to go through all those problems in those situations? Because for decades, it's been a lot of young men, just men. I haven't heard too many about women, but it's been a lot of young men over the decades, over the years, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, that have been helpless, that have been that have been wanting help for so long. And it is alleged that a couple of these preachers would, find these young individuals that was once kids. These pastors would allegedly take them in under their wing, being young individuals. And what gets me is these are the same peoples that is taking these young individuals in, that is giving them an opportunity. These are the same individuals, these Pastor Dinkins or whatever. These are the same allegedly peoples that is part of the church community that be calling themselves preaching the word of God and knowing deep and well that they are doing all these devilish demonizing things to these peoples, to these young individuals who are not up in age yet but are allegedly teenagers. Because I watched a lot of videos of this on a content creator's channel. Um, you probably know her. If y'all don't follow her, I recommend you do so. Her name is Ashley Say So. It's under her members only. Her members only section. So you're gonna have to pay for the members only section. It's $2.99 plus tax, and she talks about a lot of stuff with her members only, and she also talks about a lot of stuff on her free one as well. So back to what I was saying, you have these individuals, these pastors, preachers, that be preaching the word of the good Lord. I can tell you a story about a pastor that took in um this young individual, a young individual that was on the street. He was a teenager, and this pastor allegedly groomed him. This pastor allegedly groomed him. This pastor allegedly turned him out, started doing sexual acts to him when he didn't want it to be done. And so, as the victim got older, he ended up taking the pastor's life, among many other people's. All the peoples that the pastor allegedly victimized and groomed, those are the ones that took those pastor lives back in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. I can't really remember. I might be lying. I might be saying it wrong, but I'd rather give y'all the right information, not the wrong. You can actually look it up and see for yourself. And I will do my best to find the links. Hold on one second, y'all. I'll be right back. Let me do this right quick. 1 second. Okay, y'all, I am back. So, yeah. But like this victim, I think the thing is this. The victim, Gusby Carletto, I believe when the, the gospel artist Duncan McKirkin gave him an opportunity, I really feel like these big superstars and big peoples in their time, they get these innocent victims. They get these young innocent victims, like this happened in 2003. They get these fresh victims that possibly don't know any better, that possibly don't know what to do, don't know who to turn or to go through. They don't want to say anything at that very moment when it happens to them because they're scared. But a lot of people have to realize the more you hold things like that in, the more it can mess with your mental health and everything else. If you know, you know. And my heart, my prayers goes out to the victim. But it takes, in my opinion, I'm not taking up for Dunning McCurkin because what he done was allegedly wrong. That's if he did it. But the victim allegedly said that Dunning McCurkin allegedly emailed him apologizing. So either they had something going on. It is said allegedly that they dated decades ago. So I really don't know with that as well. But what I'm going to say with that is we must be careful with who we and where we work. And we must really do background checks on people's. So I'm hoping that the victim finds the healing. And I really feel like peoples need to do better. And peoples need to start coming forward with things like this that is happening to them. And that's all I'm going to say on that because a gospel singer, Donnie McCurkin, um, did he do it? Did he not do it? But I really feel a lot of these victims really want to come up when a lot of these scandals is happening. So we're going to see how this plays out, and that's all I'm going to say on that topic. So let me know how I did on that topic. Now we finna go over to the next topic. Okay? So let me know how I did on that topic. By the way, you can go back and watch the replay of this live. If you didn't get to watch it live, you can go back and watch the replay. Okay. So let's go over to the next topic. Trying to figure out which one I want to choose next. Okay, we're going to talk about the Christian keys. We're going to talk about the Christian keys and the Tyler Perry incident. Um, bef- Before we start the Christian keys incident, I want to play a clip of this video off my other device. And I just hope that it does not give copyright vibes or issues, anything like that. But I really feel that I should give y'all this, that y'all should listen to this. So let's go ahead and listen to this, and then we're going to talk about it. Because I mean, the studio tried to steal my Creative by credit. So like they posted even this week, end of the year, la da da da, and you post my show like that's your show. It's you putting the show out there, but you're also the same studio, Tyler Perry Studios, that removed my Creative by credit, and I had to call the union to have them make you force TPS to put it back on there. So I'm not sad that my show isn't there anymore. After season 5, it won't be there anymore. And I won't have to deal with that shady, corny kind of leadership over there that would dare. You got 16, 17 shows. I got one. Let me have credit. My contract says I get credit. Why are your corny trying to steal my credit? Because you can't write like me. Yeah, I wrote the book. And I wrote the show. I wrote the pilot. I created the show.
I wrote the first season. It was originally, All the Queen's Men was originally 8 episodes, 8 half-an-hour episodes. And unbeknownst to me, Boss Man went in there and added 10 or 15 minutes to each episode, writing-wise, and then wrote the 10th episode himself. And I wasn't worried right away, even though I should have been a part of that. I should have been allowed to do that because I was the writer's room for season 1. So I wrote the whole season. But as soon as he popped, so then season 2, season 3, he just showed up and said, hey, here's the next 20 episodes, and here's the next 16 after that. I didn't get a chance to contribute, so that's when it got real weird. Yeah, he was like, oh, this is the hottest thing over here. Ain't nobody checking on that show. Ain't nobody worried about that show. Ain't nobody this, that, and the other. I got to put my name on something that ain't mine. And season 2 and season 3 is when All the Queen's Men got weird, and dudes start getting raped with those and all that weird. Nobody want to see that. Put that on your show. That's why I'm glad my show ain't there no more. Put that on Oval or Bruh or Sisters or whatever. Put that boy on your show. I'm glad because I don't have to deal with that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you completely change the integrity of a creation.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Keys has spoken once again. So this makes me wonder. And that makes me wonder, and I bet it makes a lot of more people's wonder. Was Christian Keys talking about Tyler Perry when Christian Keys talked about and came out saying about a year ago or 2 years ago that this big old famous billionaire, a millionaire, made him do some unpleasant and conspicuous acts that he was not comfortable with, made him get naked and this and that and the third? Was Christian Keys really talking about Tyler Perry? This makes me wonder. I believe it was allegedly it was Tyler Perry, not me putting the blame on nobody, but I had to put two and two together. You have to put two and two together to think, damn, he's talking about his writing creativity. He's talking about that he wrote All the Queen's Men. Now, I've heard Christian Keys say that he wrote All the Queen's Men. So basically, he's basically saying he wrote season 1, and then I guess after season 1, Tyler Perry must have really looked at Christian Keys' work, and he must have saw something that he didn't like, so he decided to change a lot of things over. And then that's when allegedly Christian Keys basically saying in season 2 and 3 it started getting weird, that people starting getting this and that with all types of stuff, that the men getting this and that, sexual assaulted and abused and this and that and the third. I don't know if I can say this on this platform, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So it's like, wow. But this the thing. Every time when I watched All the Queen's Men, it says created by Tyler Perry. Exclusive producer Tyler Perry. So I don't know. But this the thing with me. Let's go all the way back. So you mean to tell me that Christian Keys, the guy that played in Tyler Perry's Medea's Why did I go to jail? The play. Why did I go to jail? The play. Medea was done in the dark. Medea, he made a cameo in Medea, Diver of a Mad Black Woman, the movie. So you mean to tell me the guy that worked for Tyler Perry, the guy that wrote the book All the Queen's Men, the guy that wrote the book Zane, the guy that Tyler Perry, I don't know, did Tyler Perry give him an opportunity? I really don't know now what to think of this whole situation. So basically, all of these peoples that have been coming after Tyler Perry, that have been saying all these things about Tyler Perry, it's basically not looking good for him. You got Derek Dixon. You got Mario Rodriguez, who allegedly just said something about Tyler Perry. Derek Dixon tried to sue Tyler Perry for 260 million. Mario Lopez, 77 million. Christian Keys talking about his show won't be on there after season 5 anymore because he's saying that Tyler Perry allegedly changed some stuff around. So basically, Tyler Perry, Christian Keys was basically talking about Tyler Perry when he said this billionaire made him do all these complicit acts that he didn't want done to him. So basically, if y'all don't believe me, y'all can rewind this live back and go back and watch the clip that I posted, that audio that I posted. And oh my goodness, it's like, wow. He says that Tyler Perry tried to steal his show, All the Queen's Men, calls his leadership shady and corny. So basically, he's basically saying allegedly that Tyler Perry likes to steal people's shows, that Tyler Perry likes to steal people's credit in his work. All the stuff coming up about Tyler Perry at the end of 2025 and it's entering into 2000 and 2026. Like, my goodness, what on earth is going on? If it's okay with y'all, I would like to read some of the comments, if I may. Okay, let me read some of the comments. Some of the comments says this feels like tea that was supposed to stay in the group chat. Someone else says their part. And someone says Tyler been getting his bad boy records on. And someone says Christian Keys has been talking about this for a couple of years now. People are just not listening. Yes, indeed. And someone says, wasn't he praising and thanking Tyler for opportunities? Okay. And someone said yes, but I guess things changed. I hope I'm not being too messy or nothing. But he's calling Tyler Perry shady and corny. Wow. I will say this though, I was always told this, and I'm gonna stick with this. It's always two sides of a story of how it was, what happened and everything. So I'm gonna leave it at that aspect. It's basically two sides to every story. And someone says, I wish folks would just be honest. Yes, indeed. And someone says first season was the best season one. So I'm with Christian. Okay. So a lot of people saying that season one was the best season of all the Queen's Men. Me on the other hand, I seen a lot of changes from season one after watching season one and then going to season two, three, four, everything else. A lot of things has changed. And it seems like to me a lot of stuff just dragged out. And it seems like to me, All the Queen's Men is All the Queen's Men is a very good show. But I really feel like in the later seasons, it felt so dragged out. Like people were just dragging it out, like it was not no change. And that's when I kind of figured Tyler Perry must have did something, must have put something in it. And Christian Keys also said allegedly that Tyler Perry added like 10 or 15 more minutes at the end of the show of All the Queen's Men. So basically, it's kind of like, damn, how can two peoples that have worked together through the decades come at the ending of this, come to this big old blows. And this the thing, these two are black men. These are black men in the Hollywood industry. These are two black men in the Hollywood industry world. And I will say this, if Tyler Perry did steal Christian's show or ideas, allegedly, It shouldn't have to resort to that. And even if Tyler Perry did do these alleged acts to Derek Dixon, is why he's suing Mario Rodriguez, why he's suing, or whoever else other victims that's out there. It's not making Tyler Perry look good right there. It's basically making Tyler Perry allegedly looking pretty guilty. And I'm not saying he did it, and I'm not dragging nobody down, but all this viral stuff that keeps coming out, it's not looking too good. And I'm trying to include everything that there is to include in this live and in this topic because wow, we are whew, 2026 has not been playing no games. I tell you that much. It's wild. It's barbaric. And this is a comment. This is the last comment that I want to read on this situation. And then we're going to elaborate on it for a little bit more. Then we're going to go over to the last topic. Someone says, it's the people's telling Christian to stop talking. No, because if someone took credit for your hard work, you're ready to air them out too. Just because Tyler put him on doesn't give Tyler permission to take his ideas or his show. Speaking truth to power isn't disloyalty. If being exploited in silent qualifies as loyalty, I'm a disloyal MFer. And oh my goodness, I really, I really feel that. I really feel that. And I agree with that. I really feel like the comment I just read, just because someone that I worked on gave me the opportunity and I came up with this idea of a show and I worked so hard and it's mine, just because I worked under you, just because you gave me the opportunity, just because I came up with the idea, just because I wrote the book, just because I came up with all the scenes and all the ideas that go along with the show, because it's my show, just because I work up under you, just because you pay me, just because I'm on your payroll, just because this and that and the third, just because I came up with those ideas does not give anybody, does not give you the right to take my ideas to make them into your own when you didn't even come up with the ideas to begin with, when you were not even thinking about the ideas to basically begin with. So why, oh why would I stay quiet? Things like this is when I say some things shouldn't stay quiet. Some things should be aired out. Some things should be told. Some things should be aired out. Some things need to be exploited. Because that is what's wrong with people's and that is what's wrong with Hollywood. That's what's wrong with the world. That's what's wrong with a lot of people's. People want things to stay quiet of the wrong that they done. But when you done something and you pointing those peoples out of the wrong that they done to you, they don't like that. And I really feel I agree with Christian Keys on that. If I came up with that idea and I work up under you just because you gave me opportunity does not give you the right to steal my ideas and make it into your own and make changes to them when I didn't give you the right, when I didn't give you the consent, when I did not give you the allowance to do that. So I agree with Christian on that. And I will say this, Tyler Perry, he's done a lot of wonderful things to peoples. He's done wonderful things for peoples. But I really feel like it's a lot of people that basically saying Tyler Perry just don't have this Christian side. He just don't have this nice, strong black man side. He has a shady, corny, you know, dirty waist side as well. I'm not saying he do. I'm not saying he don't, allegedly. But even the biggest peoples that are in the world that do the nicest things have a shady, have a dirty. of way of doing things and have a sneaky way of doing things. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not dragging Tyler Perry. I'm not dragging Christian Keys. I'm just saying, if this the fact, Christian Keys has every right to be upset. If I came up with the idea, that does not give you the right just because I was a tutelage under you to take that opportunity away from me. You know, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm going to say this once again, and I'm going to leave it there. If Tyler Perry did do this allegedly to Christian Keys, to Derek Dixon, to Mario Rodriguez, or any other victim that there is, sad situation, and it never should have been done. And you know what? That basically explains, like what I talked about in the past, that basically explains all the Queen's men, Beauty and Black, all these LGBTQIA scenes, the haves and the have nots, the ovals. Um, um, what's this show? What is that other show? It was the haves and the have nots. If loving you is wrong, it's just so much. Basically, Tyler is basically telling us who he loves, what he wants to be. He's basically telling us allegedly he's part of the LGBTQIA community, or he is bisexual, or this and then the third. He's basically telling us he know what he likes. He's telling us his fantasies. He feels like, hey, if I can't come out in the public, hey, I just do this. I just put this in my show. I just put this in this. I just put this in that. Maybe people's will get the concept. Maybe nobody won't say anything. Well, you know how some people's is when it comes to those stuff within our community. I, for one, love it. Not just because it's in there, just because it's a reputation of our community. But not all of us in our community is like that. And I'm going to put that like that. And I want to say this. I'm hoping that everything gets resolved. I'm hoping Tyler didn't do this. But even if he did, it's a sad situation. And what a way to bring in 2026. So that's all I'm gonna have on that topic. But put in the comments, what do you guys think? Is Tyler right? Is he wrong? Do you think Tyler did this? Is Christian Keys telling the truth? And then the question is I right or wrong for talking about this? Is I right or wrong for putting it in quotations the way I did? Put it in the comments. Okay, now let's get on to the last topic. Ooh, let's go and get on to the last topic. Um, yeah, let's get on to this last topic. Um, so it says here, hold on one second. So now we're going to be talking about that Cardi B shares alleged text from personal chef that accused Stephen Diggs of alleged assault. Now I heard some stuff like this yesterday, and I basically wanted to touch up on this. Someone by the name of King of Reeds, he's another content creator. He put so much into words. He put so much real life stuff of what he thought and what he said about Cardi. It basically makes you think. Um, is what Cardi went through with Offset, is she going through the same thing with Stefan Diggs? Because you know what how Offset was. You know how he was cheating on her, saying that his social media was hacked, and she basically was defending him. Basically, I'm just going to put it in. I'm just going to say this before we get into this topic. As much as I love Cardi, her music, and I have respect for her. As a parent, as a woman. as a person that stands on business, I really feel like when it comes to the men in her life, I really feel like when it comes to her being in love, and I really feel like with the men in her life that she has dealt with, for all I know is Offset. They were married for a lot of years. She basically defended him when he was basically wrong. When he was doing her wrong, cheating on her, this and that and the third, she basically came to his defense. I understand that because they were married at the time. But dang, let your man at the time, let your husband, let your hubby, let your spouse, or let whoever you want to call your guy friend take accountability for his actions because not everybody is not going to hold his hand. And I feel like the same thing with Stephen Diggs. He has been allegedly accused of uh, alleged assault by the sheriff. Cardi wants to defend her man. I understand that. You're gonna stand beside him, but if you're gonna stand beside him when you know he wrong. Stand beside him when you know. Stand beside him when he right. Don't stand beside him when he wrong. Stop defending these type of peoples and you know they wrong. They don't know how to take accountability. Let the peoples, let y'all partners take accountability for their actions and they know they wrong. Now, that's just my opinion. But now let's go ahead and listen to this clip and we're gonna finish talking.
Facing accusations that could land him in prison. The Patriots' standout $69 million wide receiver has been instrumental in the team's turnaround success this year. It has been called one of the greatest free agent signings in Patriots history. Diggs is now facing charges of felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery. This stems from an incident on December 2nd. In newly released court documents, a woman who worked as Diggs' private chef says during an ongoing text exchange about money owed, Diggs became angry and smacked her across the face. She says Diggs then tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow around her neck and held her until she felt like she could have blacked out. Stephon Diggs facing accusations that
You heard that, right? Okay, that's the clip. Let me go on and cut that off. Okay, that's the clip. Now, it was a male. It was a male superstar. It was a male superstar that played in sports. I forgot his name. I did a video on that as well. He said that Stephon Diggs allegedly trying to force himself on him. He was on Tasha K talking about that. So basically, this isn't the first time. This is not the first time that Stephon Diggs allegedly has done this. And Cardi B has got some texts. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this. So hold on, y'all. Okay, here you go. It says, not once has that woman said anything to me about being touched. Not once. Mind you, we were talking every single day until she left that house. And she just wrote me this. But I'm going to let the courts handle it. And when it gets handled, I want all y'all taking it on y'all effing knees with apologies. Just as loud the way y'all been harassing over a lie. And I put that on my 2-month old son in the name of the Lord. That's how confident I am. I'm so sorry I can't talk to you. I didn't say that especially in that way it was written. Please contact my mentor and she will answer anything you need to know, but only in person and confidentially. Nanette. So wow. At this point, I really don't know. I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I really don't know. I really don't know how to put it. I really don't know. I was not there, but I'm going to say this is not the first rodeo that Stefan Diggs has basically done. I'm just going to put it like this, and I'm going to end this live. Basically, don't but two people know the truth. Don't but three people know the truth. Stefan Diggs, Cardi B, and the alleged chef. And I'm going to say this. I really believe that could be some truth to it. I really don't know. But if you have a lot of people keep saying the same things about the violent behavior of this Stefan Diggs, oh, he did it. Allegedly, he did it. Cardi B just taking up for him like she did Offset when she was getting cheated on, when he was cheating on Cardi B with all these strippers, her family member, friend, or whatever. Then they said the time his Instagram got hacked, and I feel like this is a repeated pattern when it comes to the men that Cardi has been with. Now it's with Stephen Diggs, so I'm just gonna put it in that aspect. At this point, I believe the shelf. Because why would she lie? Why would he or she lie about this? Now, I might be wrong, but allegedly I was not there. But hey, it makes you think. It makes you think. It really makes you think. What's the truth and what's not the truth? So, what do you guys think of that? I want to thank y'all. Well, did nobody come in? But that's gonna be my episode, y'all. Well, that's gonna be my episode. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another episode. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Well, I hope y'all enjoy this live whenever y'all check it out. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video and live soon as possible. Thank y'all for joining me. And I really appreciate y'all. Till next time, love y'all. Thank you and bye bye.